This is me, the biggest capybara supporter on the planet, who also happens to draw. And in just 2 days, I used my questionable drawing skills to make a 12-month, fully illustrated capybara calendar. But of course, I had to give myself some extra side challenges because it is not a viyaura delusional idea without some fun side challenges, right? So from January to December, there's a mini challenge for each month that'll help me decide what to draw. And at the end, we'll unbox a beautiful capybara calendar with hidden inside jokes that only we will understand. So starting off strong with January. So for January, I thought my challenge would be to ask my Instagram followers what their favorite drink is. Because I was thinking I could draw the cute little capybara inside like a little winter drink. And the winner turned out to be hot chocolate. Okay, this is clearly a rough sketch, but like what should his name be? I was thinking maybe like Puddles. And I guess January is where the hidden lore begins. First secret lore, I was so close to calling him Poot, but then I realized Poot is this. So yeah, we're gonna stick with Puddles. So yeah, say hello to Puddles, our capybara. Also, since I'm doing a challenge for every month, I will make it fun for you too, don't worry, okay? I'll ask a special question for every month, and if it's your birthday month, feel free to answer your special question in the comments, okay? So special question for my January babies. What is your go-to comfort drink on a bad day? So I said coffee, tea, hot chocolate, matcha. It doesn't have to be one of those, just let me know what is your favorite comfort drink. I got so confused. I got really into it and then I made it matcha by accident. Alright, I made it hot chocolate now, but then I feel like I should switch out the tangerines and make it like marshmallows or something. And January, we are done. Let's go into February. Obviously, for February, I had to do a Valentine's themed capybara, but for the challenge, I noticed for capybaras, I always draw them sitting or standing. So this challenge is I'm going to try and draw one lying down. And that also comes with some lore, because a long time ago, I drew this idiot sandwich. I basically just referenced this lying down position, because sometimes when I look back at old drawings, I'm just like, how did I do that before? Like, how did I know that this anatomy? I don't know. And for all my February babies, this is your special question. If you could write a Valentine to anyone on Earth, dead or alive, and they would read it, who would it be to? Wait, look at this before and after, okay? Before, after. Oh, so lovely. All right, let's go on to March. So March 21st is actually National Forest Day, so I thought why not draw a capybara in a lovely forest. And the mini challenge for this one is I want to give it a friend. Like the previous ones, he was kind of lonely. So I guess now we have more lore. Puddles has a friend, a pet turtle, or I guess not pet, a friend turtle. Though I don't know what we should call him. We'll figure that out later. But special question for all my March babies. What is your favorite outdoor activity? Ooh, and I have a really fun idea for April's challenge, so let's go on to April. So for April, I thought a randomizer wheel could help choose our challenge. In this case, kind of picking the theme for April. So between umbrella, rainbow, flowers, and Easter, we got umbrella. So Puddles here is now going to be under an umbrella, and I thought it'd be cute to have Puddles on a lily pad on a lake with his new friend, the turtle, which I still don't have a name, but we're gonna think of one. Maybe something sophisticated. It's giving me sophisticated vibes. How about... Wait, Stort? What? Why did I just say? Okay, you know what? From now on, his name is Stuart, but everyone says Stort. So Puddles and Stort for April. And let's move on. Wait, I almost forgot the special birthday month question. So special question for April. What is your favorite rainy day activity? All right, and let's move on to May. For May, I wanted to pay homage to my love for Greek mythology. So May derives from the name Maya, who is the goddess of spring. And spring obviously is like flowers. So I was like, okay, let's do a capybara surrounded by a ton of flowers and nature. And then I was like, okay, that might be kind of a cop-out because May is just already naturally known for flowers. So my additional challenge for May is to give it another friend because Stort, you know, Stort's great, but who doesn't love a trio? So I thought we would give Puddles here another new friend, which is this little duck that will be on the head, kind of sitting on Puddles' head. Again, you can see that I'm very bad at thinking of names, so just give me a minute. I will try and think of a good one. But how's it going? You know, I feel like it's not often where in the middle of a YouTube video we're just chilling and we're just doing like a little nice catch-up chat session. But before I start yapping too much, you May babies, you can start thinking about the answer to your special question, which is, what is your favorite flower and why? If you don't have a favorite flower, you can also tell me your favorite Greek mythology god. That would be cool. Also, we are approaching a new year, right? New year, new me, new calendar, new New Year's resolution. Does anyone have any cool New Year's resolutions? Okay, May is definitely way too long. But here is the final May drawing, and let's move on to June. So we are now on day 2 of this challenge, and I thought today's challenge will be to revamp an old drawing. So this drawing that I did of a capybara was for this speed draw video. So I just did a quick screenshot and I was like, okay, I will make this look a little bit more presentable and just try and fix up this drawing that I did technically in just 3 minutes. And why a watermelon? Well, when I think of June, I think of those lovely, colorful June summer fruits. And what better fruit than a large watermelon with a capybara inside, right? All right, I think I'm done with this one. I think this is my new favorite. The colors and everything, it's just so cute. Okay, and let me announce the June special birthday question live this time. All right, so what is... Hold on, I messed that up. Let me try again. What is your... I messed up again. Wait. What's a core childhood summer memory? There we go. All right, June done, and let's move on to July. July is always fun. You know, let's switch it up a little bit. Let me tell you your special question right now for you July babies. If you are stranded on an island, what are the 3 things that you would bring? Ooh, that one's a fun one. And the challenge for this one is I asked a friend whose birthday is in July what they like doing, and they said they liked going to the beach. Oh, so basic. I'm just kidding. So in that case, I decided to draw puddles in a beach scene, and I think it's about time I think of a name for the duck. So we got Puddles the capybara, we got Stort the... I was about to say Stort the egg, Stort the turtle, and then I said I was going to think of a name for the duck. This was back in May, and I still haven't thought of it. So, okay, a random name just came to me. We're going to call the duck Tuft, you know, like a tuft of hair. And oh, this one's so cute. This one's like a simplistic, but just very cute one. Okay, so Puddles at a beach scene with the lovely duck Tuft. This is the little tuft, you know? All right, so July is done. Let's move on to August. Alright, so August, which makes me think of ice cream, frozen yogurt, sherbets, gelato, all that yummy frozen treats. And at the same time, I thought that this month's challenge would be to get inspiration from gelato. That kind of might not make any sense, but I'll explain. So when I'm talking about gelato, I'm talking about the printing company, not the ice cream. But I will be incorporating ice cream in this challenge, of course. But yeah, gelato, the company, is actually the reason why this calendar exists. And if you're an artist or designer and you've thought of selling your work, you will definitely want to stay for this next part. So gelato is a print-on-demand company that allows you to create and sell custom products online. And what I think makes them stand out is they have over 140 print providers in 32 different countries. So if you upload your art onto a t-shirt or a poster or a calendar, someone can then buy your art, you can make some little side hustle money, and then gelato will actually just print it and ship it for you. One thing that I really value is sustainability. Also gonna reuse the same piece of paper because reduce, reuse, recycle. And I really like how gelato highlights that because they sell globally but then produce locally. So you know what that means? Reduced carbon footprints, yeah? And you know that I've been using them for a while now, and best part is no upfront costs, 0 risk, free to sign up. Yeah, I've been using them for about like half a year now. So if you also want to try it out, free to sign up in the description, and you get 50% off first sample orders. Look at this. You guys remember this iconic poster? Yep, gelato, shout out. Now I think I got so into this one, I don't know why. I made August so detailed. A lot of different rock details, water details, and both Stort and Tuft are in this. Yeah, I don't know. I think I just really like August. It's a good month, you know, good weather, good vibes. So here we go. Special question for all you August babies. What is the best dessert you've ever had? Also, random lore. I had so much trouble picking what ice cream flavor should be on Puddles' head. I was like, should it be chocolate, strawberry, vanilla? I don't know. Bonus question for August babies, just because I thought of it right now on the 2nd. On the 2nd, people say that? Probably not. Do you guys like chocolate or vanilla? Because I was debating chocolate ice cream or vanilla ice cream, so I just went with vanilla ice cream with chocolate, what's it called? Fudge? Syrup? Yeah, this one might be my new favorite. I don't know. They're all my favorite. But anyways, let's move on to September. So the challenge for September is to make something not school related because, you know, September, back to school, but I don't want to constantly be reminded of school in September, right? So it's just gonna be a cozy night in reading a book. And special question for the September babies. I just said babies, so weird there. What's one small kind thing that someone did for you that you will never ever forget? That is a fun, very wholesome question. I like that one. It's a little bit different from the rest because it's not nature, but I think that's why I kind of like it. Anyways, I think we can add some lore to this story. So we got Puddles and Tuft, but I think it would be funny if Puddles was reading something so unexpected. You'd expect him to read like, good night lullabies, but I think it would just be so funny if he's reading like a book on macroeconomics. Okay, not macroeconomics, I changed it to world domination because capybara world domination, and the author is me, but you only know if you watch this part of the video. Otherwise, people will see that V and they'll be like, what does that stand for? Well, it stands for viyaura. Here we go, September done, and let's move on to October. October, we gotta do something spooky, something at night, so the challenge for October is a night theme. All the previous other ones were during the day, but this one, because it's at night, we have a dark color palette to work with. And just in general, I don't really work with dark color palettes, so truly a challenge for October. And special question for the October birthday babies. Initially, I was gonna do what's the scariest Halloween costume you've ever seen. My birthday's not in October, but when I thought about it, I was like, you know what? I don't even know what I would say for this question, so I'm gonna change it up. I'm gonna change it to, what is your favorite candy? I think that's a little bit more broad. More people would know the answer to that. Here we go. Here's October. I feel like I always say this, but I think this one is my new favorite. Some lore, I was going to put Stort here instead of Tuft, but Stort can't really fly. He's scared of heights, so I changed it to Tuft. Anyways, this one, yeah, I think this one's definitely my new favorite. So let's move on to November. In November, I always think of the lovely autumn fall leaves, the orange, the reds, the greens. I was about to say blue, definitely not blue. So Puddles will be playing in a leaf stack, and I thought the challenge for this month is I have to draw Puddles, Tuft, and Stort all in the same photo. Just because I kind of feel bad for leaving out Stort in the October one. He got replaced by Tuft. And special birthday question for November babies. If you had to pick, is your spirit animal a chill capybara, a loud duck, or a timid turtle? Ooh, good question. This one, it just screams autumn, does it not? And finally, we have together a reunion, there we go, of Puddles, Tuft, and Stort. Lovely, so let's move on to the final month, December. We are now finally in December, the final month. Wow, a year really goes by quite fast. So for this month's challenge, I wanted to try and incorporate the golden ratio, you know, this circular thingy. So I put our three amigos, Puddles, Tuft, and Stort in kind of like a flying position. They're flying into a starry December night. And December babies, thank you so much for your patience. Unless you skipped, then I guess no thank you. So your special birthday question is, what are the three things in your ideal cozy winter day? It would be full circle if you said hot chocolate because January, you know, there was a hot chocolate element. And with that, we are done. 12 months of capybara drawings. Look at that. That is crazy. We did that in 2 days. Every photo with its own challenge, every month with its own special question, and of course, hidden lore. But now it is officially time to put the calendar together and buy it and wait till it comes. And guess what? It came very fast, so let's just unbox it right now. Ooh, yes, look, genuinely, I was actually really surprised at the quality. The colors, 10 out of 10. I had to go outside to get that proper lighting so you can genuinely see how good the colors came out. Also, the paper, nice and thick. So I realized not only is it an amazing calendar, but it is also 12 mini posters. So basically, say like January's over, you can just rip off the January page and then you have a mini January capybara poster, and so on and so on. So technically, after you finish using the calendar, you have 12 amazing capybara posters. Like, what? That is like a 13-in-1. That I was shocked. And when you get it, make sure you clear out a space on your wall so you can put up 12 lovely capybara mini posters. And yeah, I think I will keep updating this calendar. So if you're watching this in like 2030, there will be a 2030 capybara calendar. Don't worry. And let's just do a quick wrap up and conclusion. What I learned is you don't really need to wait for the perfect plan or skills. Sometimes it's just a random idea that just comes into your head and you're like, you know what? I want to do it. And then just do it. More specifically, when you're creating on Gelato, I feel like you should just draw what makes you excited. I really like capybaras, so this was a fun project, but I feel like if I were to draw a calendar filled with like race cars, you know, that's not really my thing. So I would not recommend doing that. And then in terms of the side hustle part, definitely this is not a get rich quick scheme. It is more of a long game. It takes time, consistency, creativity, goal setting, and making sure that you are organized. And lastly, after buying a lot of posters and calendars from Gelato, I can truly say that their quality is top notch and no risk. You only pay when something sells, so that's a win. If you also want to try out something like this, definitely sign up for Gelato below and you get 50% off sample orders for the first 2 days with the link in the description. So thank you so much Gelato for sponsoring this video and for making me realize that a capybara calendar is truly what I needed in my life. Thank you. And I think that's all for me right now. Bye!